We are here with our panel of experts. Joining me in the studio, Malik Abdul, GOP political analyst, Preston Bates, host of BusinessMatters.show, Chris Farrell, the Director of Investigations at Judicial Watch, and Marie Fischer, member of Project 21. So on the topic of the inauguration, there were very few in attendance at the Biden inauguration. 4 years ago, Democrats tried to pretend that no one attended the Trump inauguration, even though there was a large crowd. This year, at the Biden inauguration, there was a very small crowd, yet they are painting this as normal. Malik, what are your thoughts about the crowd at the inauguration?
Well, you know, this is the first inauguration that I actually missed, I think, since 2000. I've either attended or watched everyone since then. I did not watch any of the coverage on yesterday at all. I literally played Xbox all day yesterday because I'm not ready yet. I need time. This whole talk of unity, I'm not there yet because over the past 4 years, the way that we were attacked, the way that the president was attacked, I'm not on the unity bandwagon yet. I'm not out there bashing Joe Biden and attacking him or making any personal attacks on any of them. But I'm not there yet.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, for me, you know, seeing the crowd sizes, I've been in D.C. all of that time.
Yeah.
The security requirements that we normally see, I think that the media did a very bang-up job manipulating us.
Yeah.
As far as what we were to expect on yesterday. But for me, I'm not there yet. Our country is great, and I wish that we would continue to be great, but I'm not there yet.
All right, Preston, what were your thoughts about the inauguration?
I think we're getting normalized now to being in a slow-moving martial law police state. I think we saw it with the COVID hoax, which I got to give it to President Trump and to Mike Pompeo for declassifying now. And at least it looks apparent that COVID was partially leaked out of a stage 4 bioweapons lab in Wuhan. And you had the Nobel Prize winner of the HIV discoverer, Dumontier, coming out in March and saying, this has HIV insertions, this was made with a CRISPR gene editor, etc. And so now the entire world was turned on upside down over the lie that this came from some kind of Pandolin and a wet market lab. And so now we're seeing, first we couldn't touch each other, people are bad, and then our faces are bad, and then businesses are bad, and now they call it the people's house. The people's house is bad. Politicians are bad. Celebrations are bad. Soon it's going to be all in 50 states. So I'm just looking for the American public to rise up and say, we're not taking it any longer, organize their neighborhoods, and resist.
Well, you look at it right now, how you've got Chicago saying, we need to open up. You've got New York saying, we need to open up now. It's like, now? Supposedly cases are the highest. You have the highest cases, the highest number of deaths, and now you're saying open up? If that's not transparent what this was about removing the Trump administration, what is?
I think there's going to be a lot of Democrat leaders very disappointed when they realize that they're not going to be opening up anytime soon. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, it's all manipulation. I mean, look, there's a legitimate disease that makes people sick. Fact. 99% of the people that get it recover. Fact. More people die from the regular, ordinary, yearly flu than this. So it's a manufactured crisis, not in the fact that it's an actual legitimate medical problem, but in the reaction to it and the manipulation of it.
Right, they're completely manipulating.
Quick statistic really quick on that. If you take out flu deaths, seasonally adjusted year over year, there were actually fewer deaths in 2019 than there were in 2018. We're going to get 2020 numbers. If you also adjust it for increase in population, there were fewer deaths. Fact, period. Anybody can research this, according to the CDC. So it's not like this is some kind of deadly Ebola-like disease that kills a lot of people either, and we've been asked to basically give up our First Amendment rights. Next is going to be the Second Amendment, and then there won't be a Constitution. So it's time to resist, it's time to organize, it's time to say, I'm done with this.
I think you're right. Within a couple of hours of Biden taking his oath, China sanctioned former Trump officials. The Biden administration has chosen to side with China. Why aren't they coming to the defense of our leaders, Chris?
You know, a sanction from China is quite a badge of honor. Personally, if I were sanctioned by China, I would be thrilled. I mean, there is no greater endorsement for having best defended American interests than having the Chinese condemn you in some way. And it's largely symbolic nonsense. So they don't want former Secretary Pompeo to travel to China. I'm sure that's not the top thing on his list. I mean, if you wanted to really damage someone, don't let Hunter Biden go back to China.
Right, that's
I mean,
right.
there would be,
That
that
is-
would be really scary stuff there. No more sweetheart business deals, right? So look, China acting out and then the Biden administration siding with China, who's surprised?
Right.
Quickly, as a tribute to President Trump, Biden's nominee to be Secretary of State is actually suggesting that President Trump was right on China. We had the New York Times coming out and saying, yeah, why can't we all be rich and prosperous? And maybe the Trump economy was a good thing. So obviously this whole thing was a ploy to drive him from office. Whether or not it was legitimate, we'll never know. We'll know who killed Kennedy before we know who actually won the 2020 election. And now that they've driven him out of office, Biden's in, they actually want all the fruit of the Trump administration and all of his legacy, but they just want a post-human global fascist puppet that they can control.
Great points. I will disagree with you on the fact that we won't know the 2020 elections. I think that there's enough people that are pushing that. Well, we will get them. But what are your thoughts, Malik, on China sanctioning the Trump administration officials
Well,
right away?
nothing about this is surprising, but what I actually believe is that this is a message from China to the American people that we realize that a new regime is in town. And so people will jump on them. I don't think many people who are not already part of the resistance won't cheer the fact that these officials are now facing sanctions from China. I think China is delivering a message saying we know that the Biden administration won't be as tough on us as the Trump administration is, and so this is what we got.
Yeah,
The fact that Biden, the administration agreed with them. I mean, when have you ever had an administration agree from another country putting sanctions on our people? This is the first time.
Yeah.
With China.
right. Okay, this next clip is a little bit longer, but pay close attention. This is from Fulton County in Georgia. It's one of the most contested counties. It's where Atlanta is. They acknowledged on Tuesday that multiple precincts were not reported and that they had multiple errors that occurred leading up to an incorrect report.
On election night, there were 4 compact flashes that hadn't been uploaded, and those were 4 zero compact flashes. They were poll managers that had a second scanner in their precinct in which they didn't use. So we retrieved those 4 compact flashes the next day, uploaded those. There were no results on them. Over the weekend, Derek and Dominic were preparing the ballot images to send to the state. And then I got a call yesterday afternoon to ask if we could check 2 precincts, MLO 1A and MLO 1B from the state. And I asked Derek to look through those. He looked through them, said there were ballot images for them. And then he checked the results, and the compact flashes didn't upload, the results file on those compact flashes, for whatever reason, didn't go into the tabulator.
For whatever reason. This was on Tuesday. That video was a county meeting that took place on Tuesday, the day before Election Day, and they're going, oh, we didn't report our results correctly.
Look, I understand the dog ate my homework on this election, and if that's not a infomercial for why we need paper ballots and this whole twisted, contorted, tortured reasoning of going through this, Candyland exercise of trying to figure out who marked their paper with a pencil for what candidate on this one period of time where you had years to prepare for it. I don't know if there could ever be a better advertisement for election reform. So patriots are going to be frustrated. They're feeling isolated. They feel like Trump went out with a whimper, not a bang. And I get it. And he's just one guy. And so really, we need to crush Q-Tardia. Q-Tardia is dead. Q is over. You got manipulated. You got played. He was the Emmanuel Goldstein of 1984. Maybe he existed. Maybe he didn't. Maybe there was some truth. Patriots need to get organized. They need to get focused. Run for state rep. Find someone who's good. Run them for state rep in Georgia. Run for state senator. Run somebody against the governor. Take back the country with paper ballots. Have election reform. And then, Ted Cruz or Mike or, Josh Hawley or all these other people that want to be president might have a shot eventually, but no one's got a shot until the elections are fixed.
I want to thank Preston for another 1984 reference. Viewers of the show will realize the importance of that book. But the visuals of that guy giving that description, any student of sort of human interaction, and you talk about a loaded video, what a creeped out presentation. Talk about false and misleading statements, reconstructions, careful word choice. That is a demonstration of false and misleading presentation of information awkwardly played out. It's horrific.
Yeah. Don't go anywhere. When we return, we'll discuss Biden's plan to radicalize America and start the lightning round. We'll be right back.